In this video, you'll learn how to set up audiences in Google Analytics 4. Audiences are groups of users who share similar characteristics or behaviors, and they're incredibly useful for remarketing, personalization, and understanding how different segments of your visitors interact with your site or app. We'll walk through the full process step by step, and along the way, I'll explain what each option means so you know exactly what you're setting up and why it matters. First, open your browser and go to analytics.google.com. Make sure you're signed in with the Google account that has access to the property you want to work with. If you manage multiple properties, double check at the top of the screen that you've selected the correct account and GA4 property so you don't accidentally create audiences in the wrong place. Next, look to the lower left corner of the interface and click on the admin gear icon. This takes you into the settings area where you can control things like data collection, property configuration, and of course, audiences. Take a second here to confirm you're in the right property column, not the account column, since audiences are created at the property level. Within the admin area, find the section related to data display and click on audiences. This is where all your existing audiences will be listed, and it's also where you'll create new ones. If you've never used this feature before, the list might be empty or only show a default audience. That's fine. We're going to add a new one from scratch. Now click the button that says New Audience. This opens the audience builder, which is where you define who should be included in this group. Think of this as telling Google Analytics what kind of users you want to track together based on their attributes and behaviors. Scroll down until you see the audience templates section. These templates give you a starting point for common audience types, so you don't have to build every condition manually. For example, you might see templates for demographics, technology, or location-based audiences. Choose a template that's closest to what you want, knowing you can still customize it further. Within the template, you'll see options to define your audience using things like age, gender, language code, interests, and country or region. These are demographic and affinity signals that help narrow down who belongs in this audience. For instance, you could create an audience of users between certain ages in a specific country, or people who show interest in particular topics. For each of these fields, you can add filters. A filter is simply a condition that must be true for a user to be included. When you add a filter on age, you might specify an age range. On gender, you can select one or more options. For language code, you might choose users whose browser language matches a specific code like English or Spanish. Interests let you focus on users who have demonstrated certain online behaviors. And country filters allow you to target people visiting from particular locations. Take your time to define these filters so they align with your marketing or analysis goals. In the top right area of the audience builder, you'll see a setting called membership duration. This controls how long a user remains in the audience after they meet the conditions. For example, if you set it to 30 days, a user will stay in that audience for 30 days after they qualify. Choose a duration that fits your use case. Shorter durations for very recent activity, or longer durations if you want a broader window of time. Once you've configured your template, filters, and membership duration, review everything one more time to make sure it looks correct. When you're happy with the setup, click Save. Google Analytics 4 will start building this audience from that moment forward, and you'll be able to use it in your reports and in linked products like Google Ads, depending on your integrations and permissions.